Bell rings, get in the square circle, it's time. The Boxing Biz Podcast is live. Call in and state your mind, but get checked if you're stepping out of line. Jab right hand combination. We're interviewing fighters from every nation. The phone lines are busy. Have some patience. Your 3 minutes are up. No more conversations. The Boxing Biz, where we handle our business. Handle your business. We handle our business. Where we handle our business. We're back here on the Boxing Biz Podcast Show. Check us out across all streaming platforms: Sound, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and all the other ones in between. And if you're catching us on the social media platforms, go check us out on IG, friend us, Facebook, we're there, we're everywhere. And welcome back. Figured I'd bring in the topic of discussion for tonight, because my main man Paulie Malignaggi, you guys know him as Paulie Malignaggi, champion boxer who will be going back to some bare knuckle fighting. Saying,
not that I want to earn
my. We're gonna actually see if we can actually pick up this this service right now. For the life of me, can't seem to get my service up right now. Okay, yeah, man. Shout out to Paulie Malignaggi, man. I don't know if you guys have been seeing how Paulie Malignaggi's been looking lately, but the guy's in shape. He's in dog shape right now. Guy's looking like, Paulie from 2019. And it's kind of crazy, right? Because if you really look at the actual picture of him in 2019 compared to where he is now, it's pretty impressive, actually, what he's doing right now. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it ain't all natural. It just looks like, damn, the genetics is still there, champ. I'm not going to say nothing. And plus, like, you can use certain supplements. It's up to the commissions, right, in the way those sports are conducted. Remember, bare knuckle is totally different from, MMA or boxing. So, definitely a little bit different than boxing. And of course, when you're dealing with matter of fact, I think I'm gonna be coming in right now. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys can hear Mario. I think I could actually hear Mario. And looks like Mario's getting it all together live, y'all. I don't even know how to. I'm going to have to try to see if I can put him out. I wonder if you guys, matter of fact, I'm going to ask the producer that if the producer could do me a huge favor and let me know if we can actually hear Mario's static screen. I'd really appreciate it if the producer would let me know, because I can sure as hell listen. Wow. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't even hear you. Can I hear you? You can hear me? Okay. Well, no, because I have my show going on now. So. Yeah. Well, I'm live right now on. I have no idea. That's what I'm saying. I clicked on yours, and now you just got to click on mine, and I think that will be fine. Because right now, yeah, because my. Yeah, you brought me on. Yeah. Now just click on the one I sent you. Come on, John. Of course it is. Of course they can hear me. Yeah. Come on, let me go up top
Yo,
on
I
you,
hear you
champ.
double now, though. I hear you double.
Ah, there you go.
So how do I stop hearing you double? That's the problem.
Oh no, then you mute yourself on the one where you're a guest, and I'll mute myself. And
I would have to mute you on mine.
hold up.
Yeah, that's why we're supposed. Let me just link to your show. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get out of yours because it sounds double time for me.
Hold on,
Because you can't mute yourself.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna try to mute you with this whole screen right now. Of course. Okay. Now, can you hear me now? Oh, why'd you get out? Hello? So can you hear me now? All right, can you hear me? You've been live for the longest. On well, you're going on TikTok now. Can you hear me though right now? Oh no. He's unable to hear me. Can you hear me now? Oh, okay. No, I'm testing because I have two StreamYard windows open. The one with you and I on yours, right? I'm visiting yours, and then the other one, you exit it. Yeah. Damn. You gotta. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, the link you sent me is it's a regular guest invite. And did you on that link, did you know how it says slide the link the cursor over in order for your guest to be able to stream to their own destination? You didn't see that? Yeah. That's why I sent you the link I sent you is for you to be able to stream it on yours also. So it's like so I'm gonna do right now is this, just to make it simple. Get yeah. Cause I'm live on my channel too. That's the thing. They can't hear you, but they can hear me, and I'm literally talking to myself. So yeah, no, this is what you're gonna do right now. Right now, what you're gonna do is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave this right here, right? And then you're gonna click on my link. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this. Wow. So shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now too, man. Looks like my man Mario Mungia got stuck right now in the pipe, but we're gonna get him out of there. All right. Because all this streaming stuff gets a little wild. And we duly appreciate everybody cooperating right now. But let's bring my boy on. There we go. Gee.
What did that didn't do anything.
Well, what happens is this, right?
Okay, I see it. Oh, but see, it's gonna fuck up my show now.
How?
Because it's gonna see, if we would have done this from the beginning.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how it worked because like I said, I've never done it from my side. I've only ever been somebody who they linked to the show, except for when Shoeshine did it, of course. Yeah, if I do it this way, I think it's gonna throw me off my show. Oh yeah, you've reached the max numbers of destinations because it won't let me.
How many destinations you got going right now? Just 3?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
IG, Twitch, TikTok.
So basically,
I mean,
it's a guest destination. So you would have to like give up one of those slots.
Yeah.
In order for it to happen. I mean, I don't know if you want to do that, but just for us, like I guess test this whole thing and see if we can get by it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I see. So I would have to make a new title because it's asking me to make a new title. And then it'll link that way. So I wonder how that would even work. How the fuck would that work? I don't know, Champy.
Yeah, I think we might just be going live, right?
Well, yeah, that's all it
but-
would be. Is I would be live on. Well, okay, so basically what would happen is any destination I took off, I think this show would replace it.
Yeah. That's how it works.
So then at the end of the day, what would be the best thing for me to do, I think, is to do that from the beginning, right? So that way I don't set up a show because right now I'm streaming on mine.
Yeah,
right?
me too.
With another title and everything, right? So it's like a separate show.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking is, like I said, we'd have the same topics, different titles and everything, but then come together for the same show. You know what I mean? So that way it wouldn't matter who's linked to who because it's the same content. Like on Saturday, right? Because we were both covering the fight.
So isn't that what we're doing right now?
Right now I'm on mine, you're on yours. If I were to click the link, then I would start a brand new show on one of the other platforms, whichever one would want to choose. But
what do we need?
To do them all.
So what do we need?
I can just in mine. I could do like 30 minutes or whatever. And
no,
but
how do we go about and doing what you just said? Just
in the future? Oh, it's just doing it at the beginning. I would have done it if I would have known that I shouldn't have started. I didn't know I couldn't start my show. I only started it because I was like, fuck, I've been, I told do me 5 minutes. It's been 20. So let me just rock and I'll still try to fix TikTok while you and I, have a show.
Fuck it, let's do it. What, we can't do it now?
Well, like I said, they can't hear you. They can hear me on yours, but right now everybody's hearing a one-way conversation. The same position you were in just a minute ago.
Oh no, I understand all that. I'm saying us. Can we just like do it so that like we can both be on? They can hear us together, or does it have to be from the start that we have to do that?
Well, then I would just. If we were to do it that way, then I would have to end my show and then just come on as a guest for you. So that's what I'm saying. I don't mind doing that, but definitely I'll stay on for 30 or something.
So how do we go about and actually going on and going live right now and both of us be able to?
One of us would have to end our show and click on the other ones and then start.
So what the heck is the whole linking thing about?
So when I link, so the link thing is basically your broadcast is showing right on the Boxing Biz. My broadcast would be showing on InFightingFX, which you can follow me on, and then that would just be it. We'd be on the same show, we'd be on the same show, airing to different platforms or different destinations. We can't do it now because I already started, so we're both live, and if I were to do it, then it would end my show and then I'd be.
So what, we're supposed to click the links from the beginning?
No. Well, you're not supposed to go live until the other person has added their destinations or until you've added your. So like this would have all worked if I didn't go live.
Okay.
15 minutes before. You know what I mean? It would have all worked out perfectly fine. But I thought I had to be live for you to add the destination. So when I didn't see your link, I sent you mine and thought, okay, he'll jump on and link in like the way we did it before. But I wanted to be the one to link in here because I still didn't know how it worked. I've done it with Abe, I've done it with Woods, I've done it with Beeb, everybody, Shoeshine.
So fuck it. Let me. So fuck it. I'm gonna link up with you then. Just send me. So what? Just end mine and then link with yours. Is that how it works?
I mean, yeah, we could, but if you want to do your topic, I don't mind. And then we just jump on in like half an hour, like 15 minutes, whatever. I don't care. I really don't. I was gonna just keep Dynamite on until you jumped off or jumped on, and then we were just gonna go through the topics. You know what I'm saying? Like I got some news right now on a potential landing spot for Top Rank as far as streaming and broadcasting goes, and that's a story that I definitely wanted to talk about, and we could tap in on that. But yeah, like I said, we could just do our show for 30 minutes and then hop on the other one, and then I could just redo a show. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So all right. So I'm gonna tackle Paulie Malignaggi, and then we regroup.
Yeah. I'll jump onto yours, and then I will link my show.
All right. So
all right. I'll be right back.
All right. Bye. All right, champies. You just got some live behind the scenes. I hope I didn't waste your time. Type of technical talk over here. Shout out to Shoe Shine Boxing. Brother said, just sub, brother. Appreciate you, champ. You know, we appreciate your sub, and thank you for giving us that support, man. Appreciate it. Shout out to my man, Lord Zed. Says, I'm looking forward to Malignaggi's return. All right, so let's go back right now to my man, Paulie Malignaggi. Of course, Paulie Malignaggi on the return to bare knuckle fighting, bro. It's crazy the shape he's in. 44 years old. Looking in great shape right now. And I kept telling y'all, man, you go back to 2019. If you actually look at the thumbnail of this video on YouTube, and you see that picture where he's standing in front of Jon Jones, that picture's from 2019. That's Paulie Malignaggi from about 7 years ago. And, he looked in good shape there. He's looking in better shape now. And, you just got to understand, man, 44 years old. And I don't know if you guys saw my man Paulie walking around as of late, but I don't know how long this took. He was working, no talking, man, because he just popped out of nowhere looking super fit. And I guess he was just been, really working, dieting, all that shit. He's a fighter by trade, man. This shit, he knows what the discipline. If you got to lock in, you're going to lock in with that type of experience. Something must have kicked up inside of Paulie Malignaggi. You know what I mean? Something kicked up. 44 years old. Boom. Bare knuckle too, y'all. Yeah, we talking about bare knuckled. It's crazy, man. I had just seen Paulie in December at a company party. He was actually a guest speaker there too. And again, shout out to Paulie, man. One of the bros. Definitely a great guy. And I'm rooting for him. I'm kind of 42. And I know that when you hit that 40s club, time keeps passing, man. You know what I mean? Forever young. You got to try to stay young, but can't beat Father Time. And, got to give him the props coming back and getting in shape like he just did. Again, shout out to the whole chatty patty. My man Shoe Shine Boxing says, Paulie's shaking my head. He don't need rearrange his face in the 40s. Damn. Don't say that.
Finish him.
Don't say that, Shoe Shine. Bare knuckle is something different about bare knuckle, man. I remember when the triangle ring, right? Because that belongs to them. Bare knuckle boxing is the one that has the trade on that triangle ring. You fight in that triangle ring, man. I remember I was out there, man. Shout out to Paulie, a couple of the guys. Who else was that? I think forget the president's name, but everybody was there when it was just in the beginning. I think it was 21 when I actually got to go to a actual fight. Damn, that's all I gotta say, bro. I sat front row near the ring. and somebody got hit with a hard one, got his whole eye split. Blood just flew towards us. No cap, bro. I felt like I was like in some crazy gladiator scene, the way that shit is. So it's a different feel, man. If you guys, ever get to go to a bare knuckle boxing event, it's really a crazy feel to be in there, seeing these guys get down the way they get down. This is no joke. My man Shushan Boxing says, got that itch again. Maybe he watched Nonito down there this weekend. Yeah, man, Nonito, bro. Yeah, Nonito's 42, I think, right? No? Yeah. I mean, but, true that the lower weight classes usually tend to last a little longer. Oh, excuse me, not last a little longer. The lower weight classes, I think that, if you don't get into these crazy battles, I think Nonito's been in crazy battles, though. I can't even say nothing. I think some guys are just like beasts, man. Some guys are just genetically different, mentally, physically, whatever, bro. Guys like Nonito on there. I mean, look at Cuban boxer, 400 and whatever fights. And again, I'm having an airhead moment. Forget my man's name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Fought Vasil Lomachenko, got beat up. Y'all felt bad for him. Damn, that's my guy too, bro. Went down to Florida, everything. Talked to him. What's wrong with me? Lord Zed said Paulie mentioned he never had kids. I believe this is a deeper than a paycheck. He's fighting for inner peace. Damn, Lord Zed, that's deep, champ. Champ.
Let's go, champ. You feel me?
That's deep. Yeah, man. I mean, man is always trying to find, man, period, right? Not just Paulie, but all of us as men, we seek meaning in life, whether it be with kids or without kids. Sometimes we find meaning in our kids. Of course, one of the greatest things you can do, right, is bring another life into the planet. But those that don't, still, you can lean on dreams. And it's not so much as that, I think, Lord. I think it's just in them. When you're a fighter, I'm talking about, I'm about to put the mic up so y'all can hear me. I know y'all can still hear me, right? When you a fighter, champ, that's right. Y'all see me jabbing right now. I'm constantly jabbing because it's in me. That's all I'm doing. You know what I mean? And when you stop doing that for a while, it gets kind of boring, man. Look at Tyson Fury. Went through his own mental battles, when he wasn't boxing. So it's man, it's something that just it's in you, and you want to get it out. You feel in shape. I mean, look, man, if I'm in shape like Paulie, chill, champ. I'd be thinking about jumping into the Masters. Like, I'm itching for next year, bro, to jump into the Masters, man. I keep telling myself yes, no, but I just want to get in there again, man. Catch somebody with a two-piece, you know what I'm saying? It's just in them. Where I was at? Yeah, Lord Zed says, my concern primarily would be his hand. Yeah, and remember, he already fought. In bare knuckle fighting championship for BKFC, and he fought Artem Lobov. I don't know if you guys remembered McGregor's boy, right? You ever see McGregor in McGregor's camp? There was always this Russian guy, with him, with McGregor. Well, that's the guy that he fought. He lost by unanimous decision. Didn't go too well then, but he has that in-ring experience now. It's totally different too. Totally different. Shushan in the building again, says Lord Zed. Facts. He had a lot of hand surgeries. Too many surgeries, champ. It's dangerous. It is dangerous for bare knuckle boxing. But I can't remember the last time Paulie was in the ring. I'm pretty sure he's had a good amount of time to rest, right? Bare knuckle comeback all day. Why not? Go back in the ring, and that ring is tough to fight in. Ain't no games in that triangle ring. If you guys never saw that ring that I'm speaking on, the triangle ring, go to BKB. BKB. All right, bare knuckle boxing. And bare knuckle fighting championships. There's two different things. You know what I mean? It's two different leagues. So you guys got to make sure, you know what it is, right? Because only one league has rights, right, to the actual triangle ring. BKFC was the round circular ring. Sort of looks like it would be an octagon, but it's not, because the octagon also, those rights are owned by UFC to that dimension. Nobody else can have that type of ring. And same goes for the triangular ring. I know they tried to copy it in the past. I don't know if they handled that legally or not, but BKFC was the league that Paulie had jumped in to fight Artem Lobov in 2019, right? Now he's trying to go on this new run and in bare knuckle boxing, right? So I think Malignaggi is going to do pretty good actually in this. I like bare knuckle boxing's rules. It's almost like not Queensberry, but the other boxing rules. I think it slips my mind too. I think it wasn't Queensberry, because that's the actual Queensberry rules that you fight with. But I can't forget man, I'll get it back. Well, there was two rules, but there was another older rule besides the Queensberry rules that, if you go take it really far back in boxing history, you guys can read up on this. You'll see that there's actually different rules for a different style of boxing. Had a little bit more grappling, you kind of headlock. It's different things that you can do. So this BKB reminds me a lot of that. And for, like I said, for Paulie, this would be a good transition. And again, he's in good shape, right? I don't know who his opponent's going to be, but he's debuting on September 6th this year, 2025. And of course, my man's taking it to the UK, Bristol. He's on his way to Bristol, England. And he's been working with BKB, as a commentator. So stepping in from the seats into the ring. And I actually got to see, man, I don't know if it's the triangular ring. This is what I'm trying to verify, because I'm over here feeding this triangular ring to you guys. But I just want to be sure that that's that, because there's yeah. Okay, yeah, it is a triangular ring. It's a 17-foot diameter circular pin. No, it's not that. Yeah, it is a triangle ring. Holy cow. Triangle ring is something. Psst. They force you to fight in the center of the ring. Force you. I mean, teeth flying all day. Teeth flying all day in this sport, bro. You get, you get some protection on the wrists and on I guess the bones, all the tendons and bones around the wrist, but it's literally bare knuckle. These guys are built different too, man. Shout out to the Dental Divas, one of the sponsors on the show. Appreciate you and all the help behind the scenes. Shout out to Diva Girl Media. Yeah, I was looking at something, guys. Trying to bring something up into the screen. Whoa, my man Lord Zed trying to go in on Paulie right now. As crazy as it sounds, he's such a smart boxer. I wonder if he can use the triangle to his advantage, even though it's smaller. You already know, man. It's like, you're trying to get an 18 by 18 ring in boxing. You're trying to make it smaller. You can't dance around. Paulie's never been the guy to be a super attack. He needs to be able to move around. So I don't know, Lord Zed. He might just not benefit from that at all, Remember, BKFC is a circular ring. He was able to get around. You feel me? And this ring is going to be it's hell, bro. I'm telling y'all, man. If y'all going to go see any bare knuckle, go see BKB. I'm not shitting on the other outfits. I'm just saying BKB, and they do, a lot of cool shit in between the shows, They give out shit, shirts and all types of shit. They be having, little, I'm not going to say like shows, but they just bring out entertainment, which is pretty cool. You go there for the fights and the overall entertainment, ambience, the whole nine. Not a paid sponsor here, but shout out to them. I think Lord Zed says, I think boxing is Paulie. It's Paulie, baby. He created his career. That's his baby. Oh, I think boxing is Paulie's baby. He created his career. That's his baby. Hard to explain. Yeah, nah. Boxing did it all for him. I get it. Oh, shit. My boy Adam in the building. Did you hear anything about Virgil turning down a fight with Boots offered by Turkey at 154? I did not hear anything about that. Excuse me. Where'd you get that from? Where's your sources? We're gonna have to verify that with the producer, bro. So you're saying that Virgil Ortiz, turned down the fight. I mean, how much? What did he turn down exactly? Got to check that out. Why bare knuckle now, right? Why now, Paulie? 44 years old. And I quote, Paulie said, I could have jumped into a title fight, but I want to earn it. I'm here to prove myself, not take shortcuts. So, I mean, you know what? I'll just go ahead and play it for you guys. Let you listen to it, right? Paulie. My man Paulie is definitely excited to get in there now. And he's saying that he needs to earn it. So I'll let you guys kind of take a look at what he's saying, right? There we go. I'm going to share it now. All right. There we go. Apologies for that. We'll get that up there for you guys now. All right. I mean, this should be it. There we go. All right. And I'm going to check that out, Adam, as far as the whole Virgil Ortiz thing. Virgil Ortiz turning down the fight with Jaron Ennis at 154. You know that turning down fight shit's always being spread around. You just never know who bullshitting. But nah, I'll take a look at it. For sure. Okay. Mr. Paulie Malignaggi. Let's get it.
I got a big position. I know when this announcement gets around to the contenders, they're all going to want a piece of me. What's up, guys? Paulie, the Magic Man Malignaggi. I'm here to announce I'm doing a 3-fight deal with BKB, and I am back, ready to...
Okay, so it's a 3-fight deal with BKB. There we go. 3-fight deal, champions. Wow. So I wonder who's that? Who's he gonna be fighting? 3-fight deal. It's a pretty good run. 3-fight deal. How much money can you make a Paulie Malignaggi? Paulie Malignaggi is already an attraction too, man. You're gonna wanna, You're going to want to tap in. He's already bringing all of us, all the boxing squad, over to BKB. I know I'm watching. I'm supporting. Make sure you put that on your calendars, man. As of right now, September 6th, of course, things can change. Opponents can flake out. Injuries can happen. But hopefully everything goes according to plan, and we get to see Paulie Malignaggi in the ring this September 6th, 2025 in England. Again, in the UK. But let's continue to see what what else he had to say. Announce me.
Fight, bare knuckle fighting. I could easily use my position and jump right back into a title fight. But you know what? That's not what I'm gonna do. I respect the fighters too much. I hear, especially here at BKB, there's really good contenders in the junior middleweight division. I want to fight one of those top contenders and earn my spot. I don't want to jump the line. I want to earn.
Say he wants to earn the line. He don't want to jump the spot. He could easily do that too. Oosh. He could easily just jump in and say, you know what? I'm Paulie Malignaggi. These guys can fight with me. They're going to make some money, right? I'm an attraction. I'm a star. He is, though. He's going to bring a lot of eyes to the fight. So, I'll tell you what, man. I'm excited to see what development we get. Again, right? Paulie Malignaggi is not the only guy to do it, right? You guys can't forget about Austin Trout, right? My man Austin Trout is in the building. And, he's definitely done well in bare knuckle. Done really well. Ishii Smith also. I bet you I didn't know that. He was a BKFC. Debut was in 23. I don't know how many fights he fought. But he definitely... gave it a scrap. I don't know who he fought. I think he lost to Mike Perry at one point. I'm trying to see if he lost to Mike Perry just on the debut and then he stopped. Some guys can't keep fighting in this bare knuckle, man. Some guys try it out and never come back. It's just not for them. Ishii Smith might have maybe only had one fight. And I think that's fair to say. I think that's actually correct. Austin was you guys remember Austin Trout versus Diego Sanchez. That was bloody. Diego's always getting bloody in the bloody matchup. Bare knuckle based in promotion. Well, you got Ricardo Mayorga who fought bare knuckle, but in like some Nicaragua based promotion that we probably never heard of. Alonzo Butler. Wow. So there's been a few guys that gave it a shot and tried to transition over to bare knuckle. And Alfredo, that's right, Alfredo El Perro Angulo. Yeah, that was a beast mode fight, man. If you guys go check out Alfredo Angulo's bare knuckle fights, crazy, bro, crazy. Bare knuckle is just a little different. Bare knuckle's a little different, bro. No mercy. It looks crazy, but I mean, it's a sport, right? Just you getting a little more lumped up. Lord said, I'm worried about him. I feel he could have fought a YouTuber for easier money. He's saying he wants the bare knuckle belt. Hey, what do you want? Man, he's a champ, bro. He's gonna go for a champion's hardware. He's gonna go for the belt. He's gonna try to. He's saying he wants to ease his way in. I don't think he's ready just yet. I mean, if it's a 3-fight deal, you come in with a kind of receiving fight, right? A warm-up fight, whatever you want to call it, a comeback fight. Then you step up the competition after that matchup, of course. And then maybe you get in there with a highly ranked guy in the bare knuckle, and then you go in with the champion. I like the 3-fight deal. And hopefully they pay Malignaggi a good amount of money in this 3-fight deal. We should check to see if those purses have been made public, to see if maybe it's something that we could see. But, yeah, 3-fight deal. Bare knuckle boxing, as much as much as Paulie can bring to the table, for sure. And you know what? We weren't even done yet. Dunzo. Let's go back to Paulie Malignaggi so we can finish up.
Earn my spot at the champion. There's some guys who come to this sport with a big position. They look to jump the line right away, or at least they talk that way. Big talkers like Conor McGregor. Big talkers. Doesn't have the balls to fight any of the champions in his promotion or this promotion, especially the Trigon here. Regardless, I'm not that guy. I want to earn my spot. I know I got a big position. I know when this announcement gets around to the contenders, they're all going to want a piece of me. I'm fine with that. I'm a competitor.
Man, he's really, he's really selling it right now, bro. I'm a competitor. I don't want to go straight in there. I'm trying to earn the fight. Much respect. You know what I'm saying? And that's fair. That's totally fair. Fighter, sort of like a journeyman dude coming back. Step up the game after that. Fight somebody that's ranked a little high in there. Then boom. Then you could put pressure depending on how well he does, right? How his performances go. People want to see him in there with a champ, and get an actual title shot. It's a quick run, but bare knuckle boxing is just run a little different, right? A little different, that model. Let's finish up.
I'm a contender, and I'm here to show that even at 44 years old, I still got the goods, and I'm chasing that title for BKB. But like I said, I want one shot at a contender first.
Shout out to Paulie. Getting his, 44 years old. Jesus. Freaking crazy. And he's been an analyst again, guys, on BKB. So if you guys go back and see some of the fights, you'll see Paulie Malignaggi. Great analyst, period, in fighting. Can't believe, man. He's killing it on the commentating. Now he's getting back in there. Did not see that one coming. Even though I knew he could do it. I knew Paulie could do it. I knew it, man. Just got to get super focused and get in there and basically just grind it out. He grinded for that. For what he looks like right now, he's been grinding it. Now, whether or not, is it dangerous for him at 44 to be making this move? You're taking punishment in the ring. You've done bare knuckle already. Your hands are, a little beat to shit. Is this the right move, right, for Paulie Malignaggi? This has got to be a very strategic lineup of fights that he has, man. And he already has a job, right? A life outside of the ring. Like, the bag got to be nice. And listen, if the bag is nice, I could get in shape. What the helly? Or what the milli? Can I get a milli or two? Who knows what the setup is? We're going to have to look into it, of course. We could ask the pre-production or the producer if we could get a confirmation on that, right? See if Paulie Malignaggi, if he has a disclosed purse for that 3-fight deal with bare knuckle boxing. Lord Zed said, even a rematch with Broner I thought could be good. Man, you're talking about my man Broner. Broner is, I don't know what Broner is doing. I don't know if Broner can even box right now. I have to tell you the truth. I don't know where he is contractually. I don't know if he's free agent or I don't know if, if he has his boxing license. I don't know what's going on with man AB. But, yeah, seeing him in a fight with Paulie Malignaggi, yeah, it has his story. Who y'all got on that one, though? Y'all got Broner or Paulie on that rematch? That I would like to see that too. Shit. But Paulie wants this. Yeah. They're paying him good money. They're paying him real good money, bro. And I don't know if again, listen. I don't know if coming back to boxing is the right deal too. You know, I'm just saying fighting period. Fighting period right now is at 44 years old. It could be a crazy move, right? Lord Zed on the chat says it is the triangle and it's tiny, bro. Super tiny. It's super, super, super tiny. And there hasn't been any official disclosed purse for Paulie Malignaggi in his upcoming BKB bout. So just came in from the producer. So shout out to the producer for getting that information for us. So, yeah, I don't think that we'll probably be hearing about that, since I don't know if those are disclosed in BKB as boxing purses sometimes are when it's public. We'll get more notice in the future, right, to see if any of that opens up or if it's even possible to get a number on that. But yeah, Lord Zed, tiny, 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 tiny ass ring. Lord Zed says, I know we love Paulie because he a fighter and a true champ, but they are putting him in triangle with no gloves. Silver lining is can win a belt, and these guys are no Miguel Cotto. Yeah, these guys are freaking tough. These are tough. I mean, but look, there's money to be made. The thing is with Paulie, there's money to be made there. I mean, he's even thrown a couple of jabs at Conor McGregor. You know, the whole sparring thing they had. You know, Paulie Malignaggi sparred for Conor McGregor's fight with Floyd Mayweather. And, they had some beef on there. And you know that McGregor owns a piece of bare knuckle fighting league also. So, something's there. That fight probably could be made. It would have to happen now, right? It would have to happen now. And let me just get a little bit of water, guys. Give me a sec. Excuse me. Yeah, so Paulie Malignaggi right now definitely has some options, and I guess there is money to be made. Definitely not like boxing, though. There's no pillow gloves. You're getting cut and bloodied. How many times have we seen Paulie Malignaggi get cut? A few times, man. He's got some scar tissue in that face, especially down the line by his nose. Something to think about. Lord Zez said the bag has got to be nice for sure, because he could have done this 5 years ago and didn't because of his hand. Timing is everything. This money's good. I'm telling you. Money's got to be good. Getting me off the couch to come get some abs. Y'all ain't see? I don't think y'all seen Paulie, man. Paulie out here looking like he on some Baywatch shit, surfing out there. This guy's in shape. I'm gonna have to show you guys. And I know I showed this already, but I'm gonna show it again. Your boy, it looked like they put the oil on him and shit so he could shine. Stop playing. Yeah, that or he had just come off the treadmill or something, sweating and shit. This guy had the Baywatch theme song in the background. Straight Hasselhoff. Hold on. Look at him. Get myself out of here. This is Paulie Malignaggi right now at 44 years old. You seeing this? Y'all not seeing this. Wow. Your boy's in super shape. Bro, he's got an 8-pack. Matter of fact, not an 8-pack, because you got to count the fingers on the side. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. The fingers on the side. So you got the, matter of fact, let me go back to like side by side. Nah, I'm gonna go midway. So I know I'm gonna back up again so y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna have to show y'all. So, he got the 8-pack going down the middle, but then on the side, right here, on the sides, you got those oblique muscles. You call those the fingers. He got the obliques. And then he got the chest too. Bro, he don't got no fat on him, bro. He's ready to fight. Don't be sleeping on Paulie right now. We gotta make sure we working out the neck though, Paulie. Make sure you work. I'm not saying you got a little ass neck. I'm saying you gotta make sure that chin is strong, backed up by the neck and everything, man. How do you even make your face hard? Like, bro, you getting punched in the face, bare knuckle. Like, toma. Like, how do you even, like, you can't toughen up the skin, can you? I mean, you probably could. There's probably some old school shit. This is like, think about how primal this is. Think about how primal this shit is, yo. Super primal right now. You're rocking each other, bare knuckle, all day in the face. And, there's a reason why we made boxing gloves. Boxing gloves weren't meant to protect the other guy's face. Boxing gloves were purposely made to protect the fighter's hands, the prize fighter's hands. I mean, a lot of people don't like, Mr. Suleiman, he's not too much of a big fan of bare knuckle. And he explains also how, when we created boxing, we kind of pulled away from the ancient, right? From the ancient ways of combat, straight raw, straight fists. That man is in shape right now. And he's serious. Shout out to Chris Algieri, too, here in the comments. You see, he says, clap, 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 clap emoji. Chris Algieri is, first of all, he's like an overall jack of all trades, right? The dude knows how to fight, was a champ. He's a nutritionist. Like, this dude is like all stages of fucking, reminds me of my man Steven So Cold Nelson, too. Another guy, bro, so talented across the board. But I mentioned Chris Algieri because my man Chris probably hooking up my man Paulie like, yo, bro, I got you with the nutritional facts. I mean, I'd be asking Chris all day, like, bro, how do I fucking get this together? Because we all know, like, eating is like half the battle, dude. Yo, eating is like, I'm telling you, bro, I'm already like, my body's already asking me to go on another fast. Sometimes we just eat, we don't move around enough, and the weight comes off real fast. It comes off slow. Bro, I'll be running miles. So I'm going to take that genetic methylation test that Gary Brecka keeps mentioning, bro. I got to see where I got to supplement or something. It's fucking crazy. Let me go back to the chat. Shout out to my man Lord Zed. Man, he active. Bro, ain't Lord Zed go Power Rangers? My man said Lord Zed, damn, brought it back. Yo, Lord Zed said, gonna be hard for McGregor, the face of BKFC, to avoid Paulie when he has bare knuckle belt. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. You know what, though, man? McGregor ain't fighting either, bro. McGregor's fine drinking proper 12 whiskey and fucking just showing up. At this point, this guy's like pedaling in the flesh, bro. He's got a stable of fighters. He's these promoters sometimes, man. I'll tell you. Things have gotten a little better, though. Boxing has a crazy ass history. And, oh, snap. Wait a minute. Thought I had somebody tapping at the door, but I think the bro damn left. I'll keep it going. Faux show. Yo, man, Dan, I know that at the beginning I had y'all. I had the show jumping on some technicalities. Apologies for that. Lord Zed. No, bro, now I can't stop thinking like Lord Zed. I get that, hologram face in the I forgot what the actual base was called where they came back. Damn, that Power Ranger shit was in the 90s. My bad, I'm all over the chat. Me and my dad watch all Paulie fights together forever. Hell yeah. Shout out to you, champ. Paulie, man, I support Paulie, bro. This is just crazy, man. 44, hopping out the blue. It's like, damn. Okay, somebody knocking at the door. Somebody gonna be knocking at the door. Gotta open the door. Well, anyway, I think you guys get it though, right? You see Paulie, lean and mean. It's crazy. Lord Zed said, like, bro, Paulie's either really losing or really finding it. I don't know what he's doing, but I want some of whatever the hell he's taking. Because, or whatever he's eating or whatever. I need your diet plan, champ. Because I'm trying to get like that. Some body types are different though, bro. I just got, I'm just one of those like big back dudes. You know what I'm saying? I got the father back. It's like I've probably the last time I remember that I had like abs of any sorts was probably in swimming class in high school. Abs though, but I can't remember the last time that shit happened. Not like this, not like Paulie. Lord Zed says, I feel better when I hear Chris's opinion on all this too. You got to figure he's in support and helping. I agree. Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah, man. These guys are, on Pro Box, commentating together on the show. So these guys are pretty cool. Yeah, wrote a book. He did write a book. Lord said, yes, I am the Emperor of Evil from Power Rangers. Let's go, champ. Champ. So again, Paulie Malignaggi coming back to BKB on his return. And he's saying that he's insisting that, he's taking BKB serious and that it's really not about the money, right? My man Paulie saying he's not chasing the paydays. He doesn't want any gimmick fights. Then we need to see what kind of fights are going to be going on here. And you start to see these crossover combat athletes, from sport to sport. It seems like though more and more athletes are going into the fist only sports, right? I don't know if we could get maybe a BKB guy going into boxing, but we are having MMA guys going into boxing. We're having boxing guys going to bare knuckle. I rarely do I see anybody crossing over into MMA from any of the other sports. I think usually if you're in boxing, wrestling, or anything like that, you're going into the MMA. I don't see... Well, you know what, you're going into... If you're wrestling, obviously, if you're a wrestler, those transition well into MMA. But what I mean to say is that as far as like boxing and bare knuckle fighting and MMA, excuse me, what I'm seeing is that most of between those three combat sports, mostly what's happening is that they're crossing over into boxing and some boxers over to BKB. So it's more like people are more willing to go into like fist only. But, maybe I'm calculating that wrong because you had this guy. What's his name? Man, guy from the UFC, bro. I know Mike Perry also has or is it Mike Perry and Conor McGregor's league? I get confused sometimes too with the bare knuckle boxing and bare knuckle BKFC. I think there's 3 of them out there that are legitimate big leagues for bare knuckle. Yeah, man. So Paulie Malignaggi not playing no games, and just wanted to tap in with you guys and let you guys know, right? If you hadn't heard, Paulie will be making his debut. Lord Zed says he might be thinking of George Masvidal. That's a huge fight, but George might be too heavy for him, no? George might be a little bit too heavy for him. If we go back and see where Paulie Malignaggi made his pro debut with Artem, I think Artem might have been 100 and... See if we can remember that, actually. If not, we're going to have to look that up. But, yeah, when he fought Artem, he had to have been a good 154 pounds, maybe. I got to check to see if the divisions jump up and down the way it does in boxing, right? Or as far as BKB, right? See what kind of weight classes you got going on. Lord Zed says, I didn't mean Paulie wants Masvidal, my bad. But that's Christmas come early. Hell yeah, bro. That's Christmas come early. So, weight classes in BKB, we have lightweight 135, welterweight 147, middleweight 160, light heavyweight 175, cruiser 190, and anything above 190 is heavyweight. So, the similarities, I'm sorry, that I'm seeing, well, between the welterweight class in BKB and boxing is the same, 147. Middleweight 160, which same. Then you have light heavyweight 175, which is the same. So looks like all of this is the same. The only thing is probably the heavyweight, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, for heavyweight is 200 plus and up, unless that also is legit to what the standards are in boxing. Lord Zed says Liam Reese is 154 champ in Paulie's league. But I'm not seeing BKB here with 154 pound weight division. So I don't know if we could do that. If we could do that in that weight in the BKB rules. And remember, he fought BKFC. Paulie fought in BKFC, not BKB, but I'm assuming it's the same sport, right? So it's going to be the same thing. Paulie Malignaggi. So he was super welterweight. Okay. But that's BKFC. And I don't know if BKB has that 154 pound, unless it's a catch weight in that. Super welterweight division. Around 155. Okay, so his official weigh-in was 154.8, 155. So that's only 5 pounds away from 160. And if BKB does not have that super welterweight, which I don't think it does, I tried to check in to see which ones, and it's a slightly different structure. So let me see the pit. Featherweight division. Matter of fact, no. It's not, yeah. BKB. I gotta see. I gotta make sure that I'm. So it's BKB, BKFC, and then bare knuckle boxing champions. Holy cow! Head is spinning right now. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, so Paulie on that bare knuckle boxing deal. So he has a bare knuckle boxing. Okay. All right. Bare knuckle boxing news. Paulie Malignaggi mighty Trigon debut. Okay. Bare knuckle boxing. So why is it telling me a circular? Bare knuckle boxing. Okay. All right. So I think we do have it right, folks. Stop playing with me. Jeez. BKB is Bali new league. BKB is I thought, you know what, Lord Zed? I thought there was like another league that I was missing. That's what it is. I know that BKB is the Trigon, BKFC is the circular ring, and I didn't know if I was missing another league out, if I was leaving it out. Yeah. So the BK. No ropes, no corners. All right. We're going to have to figure this out. I mean, I know they have other leagues too. You know, that we don't hear about. I mean, King of the Street. They got these street fights now. King of the Street, I think it's called. Just so many. Those are even crazier. Those are even crazier. Bare knuckle. Okay. Yeah, so it's bare knuckle fighting championships. That's why. Yeah, Zed. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was just trying to see if the new one was the right one. So yeah, I don't see bare knuckle boxing with a super welterweight division. BKFC does have it. They have it in there as lightweight. And the featherweight is their 145-pound division, so they're split a little different too. But yeah, Paulie's back in BKB. We're tapping in to let you guys know that my man Paulie's back. We gotta watch out for him, right? Shout out to my man Mario Mungia, InFightingFX. Always tapping in here at the Boxing Biz. Appreciate you, champ. Let's bring him on.
Chizzy.
It's the champ.
Nothing. Just got AW in the background and watching cops throw up gang signs on TikTok. TikTok is fucking crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but
yo, what's going on with that right now with the wrestling?
What do you mean? Like with AEW?
Yeah, like what something going down tonight? Is like
no. There's just regular Wednesday night AEW shit. Yeah, like WWE goes on Monday and Fridays, right? And the other competition, AEW goes on Wednesdays and Friday or Saturdays. My bad.
So AEW is like the new bro. Remember, I'm like you got to treat me like the casual wrestling fan.
It's the new league. Yeah, actually, it's on right now. You could turn it on. TBS and it would be on. But yeah, they're in Mexico right now. So the big thing that's going on is like all the wrestling companies are now trying to like move into the Mexican territory, right? That's like one of the biggest out of the United States territories among like with Japan and shit. So they just WWE bought AAA, which is like the WWE of Mexico, right? And now AEW is fucking with CMLL, which is the WCW, or I guess, of Mexico. So they drawing lines in the sand, champ. It ain't no different from boxing, you're on the other side of the street, then we ain't. There's nothing to be had. There's no fight to be made.
Crazy as hell.
Lines, everything.
It's way different than boxing. You get, bro. I be seeing Logan Paul hitting backflips off the rope and landing on dudes like,
bro,
what?
That man is crazy good. It's so fucking annoying to have to admit how crazy talented he is.
I didn't appreciate what wrestlers did in the ring when I was a younger kid. I just, I guess I was just mesmerized by what I was seeing. But now as an athlete, and knowing what, the licks you take in your sport, bro, that may not be like, yo, I'm really want to like slam into him to kill him. Because I'm pretty sure if you were actually using wrestling to really mess somebody up, you really could.
God damn, dude. I I want to kick my own balls right now.
Why?
Right now. Why did I not think to have you do my show today at 7 and make you, or not make you watch, but like have you watch this program, this very program that's going on right now? And it literally ties into everything you just said, you know? So it'd be like giving you a chance to see the alternative, because I don't think that there are wrestling fans, or I think there are ex-wrestling fans that if they gave AEW a try, may end up getting back into it. Maybe not from like a week-to-week standpoint, right?
Yeah.
But still, it's you know, I've always like been into all of them, right? MMA, wrestling, boxing.
Well, let's
TKO basically.
Well, you want
king of all of them.
I already finished up with Paulie right now.
Yes, dude. Man,
Yeah.
can I tap in on that right quick?
Yeah. I was
I was
waiting.
Paulie champ. What's he thinking, champ? I know he don't need the money. He's getting paid over there, right? I mean, I don't know, you know. All I know is everything he's been hired by has succeeded to a degree, right? And he's not without jobs either. That's the part of this I don't get. He is one of the very few, fortunate few, that get a life after boxing, because boxers don't normally get a life after boxing. You know, Sulaiman Marbella is a very, very good example of that, who is a fighter who's just retired, and she's been very vocal on X and honest. And I reached out to her and I was like,
Who's this?
Sulaiman Marbella, you remember from the Mexican Olympic team, or she was from the national team, but she wanted to be on the Olympic team, and she had to essentially ground root fundraise for it, because there's just a lot of bullshit. But she retired last week, or it was announced. And so she had been on X, you know, basically talking about how it sucks that there's no retirement fund for boxers, and there's no like grant to apply for, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're an ex-athlete, and especially a fighter, and there's just nothing for you after this. You know, you have very few options that don't
bad.
outside of, you know, starting your own gym or becoming a coach yourself, or, you know what I mean? So to get a cushy job like Timothy Bradley's gotten, you know, Andre Ward at a time, and Paulie's one of the few, you know what I mean? So why go back? And if all things to bare knuckle fighting, I mean, that check has to be crazy.
Cha-ching.
Crazy. Because I just don't see it. First of all, Paulie never struck me as a guy who was scared to be hit. Not at all. But he certainly developed a style that made it hard for you to hit him, right? He made guys look very awkward too. The problem is that you cannot implement the Paulie plan in a bare knuckle fight. That strategy's out the window. So what kind of fighter are you if you can't be Paulie Malignaggi? And, you know, and especially like when you look, like, you want to see the difference. Look at Jake Paul, and when he fought, what's homeboy's name from bare knuckle?
Mike Perry.
Thank you. He fought Perry. Bro, Perry was just out of his element, because they're two different sports. They are not the same at all. The shielding aspect, the blocking aspect, defense, it's all, a lot of it, most of it is out the window from the moment the bell rings. You have very little room for error. You know what I'm saying? You misgauge one thing.
So what are you thinking, man? You thinking bad move or good move for Paulie Malignaggi?
Look, I would never tell a man when to stop fighting. This has nothing to do with whether you got it or not. I'd say bad move, even if he wins, because again, it's like, bro, you have that job. You have the cushion job. You get to go out. Like, imagine this dude just gets fucking annihilated. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not, you know, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, imagine that is an option, right? Paulie Malignaggi coming out with grotesque cuts. I mean, I don't know how many people out there have seen bare knuckle fighting.
said
Like they
grotesque.
get fucked up, bro. They get fucked up. My mom don't like it anymore. I mean, we don't like we watch like the big ones, right? We'll watch pay-per-views, and if somebody's like an old boxer's fighting or whatever, or MMA star, we'll definitely check it out. But yeah, bro, she won't stay in the room anymore. And she loves boxing. You know, she stands MMA, but bro, she draws the line at bare knuckle. She'll watch slap, but like just to laugh. But bro, I'm telling you, it's crazy. And for Paulie to put himself in a situation where the moneymaker, you know, that he worked so well and hard to protect in his boxing days, that he's been able to utilize in front of a camera, if that gets messed up, he doesn't just lose a random fight in bare knuckle. He loses the potential to ever be, you know, a commentator at the highest level, I think.
So you think he could catch something bad enough?
Anyone can, champ. In that sport, anyone can, because it's not boxing. It's not boxing at all. You know, it's something else, and that's okay. You know, if people like something else, then let them like something else. But it's not boxing. So what is Paulie gonna do? Like, I don't know, dude. Listen, what I know of Paulie Malignaggi's ability, I've seen his entire career. I was fortunate enough to cover his fight during Broner. You know, it was not the kind of style that lends itself to bare knuckle fighting. And and on another side, real quick, on another side of it too, maybe he is that guy, right? You're gonna run into a chopping block at some point. Like, there's no future in it, champ. You know what I mean? What are you doing if there's no future in it?
It's just Paulie Malignaggi right here, right?
Yeah.
You know, and you look at the cuts, right? And I'm actually gonna share the other picture right here. Thought I was getting it closer, but can you? I mean, for the folks out there, I was gonna try to bring it in a little closer, but let's see if we can actually bring it a little closer. Yeah. See that?
Yeah.
See that scar tissue? This is boxing gloves. This isn't even bare knuckle, because he did catch some bad cuts in bare knuckle. So, I mean, that's really like a legit reason to worry, right? You could get cut up pretty bad in bare knuckle fighting for sure, bro. And if you look at maybe the one that he took here, I think this one might have been the bare knuckle. You see that?
Oh yeah.
Right down the middle, dude. Disgusting. Now, I don't know if that happened in the same fight that I'm looking at and just happened in the later rounds, but even if this is just punching gloves, bro, that's scar tissue that could open up easy.
Absolutely, bro.
So hell yeah, bro. You make a good point, man. Getting in there a little too soon. You know, some of us.
Do we know who he's fighting?
We don't know, but he'll be fighting in England.
Oh shit. He had a very good fan base in England, actually. I'm gonna end up linking up my channel, just my IG and my X, just to try it.
Yeah, go ahead. There you go. Link a bitch.
There it goes. Boom. So anyway, yeah. Look, I wish him the best of luck at the end of the day, and obviously, I don't want to see anything terrible happen. I guess if I could talk to him, if I could ask him a question, it would be why. I mean, if the money is so crazy, then obviously there's no need to ask why. I just don't know if I could. The money that I imagine like if you would have asked me a year ago, what kind of money would it take for Paulie Malignaggi to do bare knuckle, I would have come up with an answer that is beyond what I think the bare knuckle current portfolio is able to, dish out to him. So I you know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I would like to know though, what is it? Because if you got that itch again, that's something that happens. Book yourself a Jake Paul type fight. You know what I mean? Like whoop one of these fucking dudes in Misfits that's like 4-0 or 5-0 or something. Like, do something, cool. That's fine. But man, bare knuckle, dude. I don't know. That's pretty hardcore.
Bro,
did you ever try bare knuckle, Jimmy?
I'm a savage. Oh man. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think
CEO's name. Let me tag him real quick.
I don't think they would want me in bare knuckle, bro. My hands are made out of stone, bro.
Oh yeah. I think
I'd be fucking knocking guys out.
Bylaws, no Dumatrons allowed.
No.
I remember reading that.
Well,
I think we got like. There it is.
You know what's crazy too, bro? I don't know if you can still hear me or not, but I think he could have probably added a couple of more streams. I kind of upgraded, so I could.
I said I could only do 2.
No,
and you said you could only do 2 on mine, right? And you know what? Abe's only ever done 2.
Oh, they said, you sure they told you only 2? I think.
I don't. No. They didn't say anything to me. All I'm saying is that you said you could only do 2.
No. I switched
only
it.
Ever done 2.
I switched
and
it.
I could only do 2. It said limit 2.
Oh, it said limit 2. Okay, so they were cool. We're cruising then.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll figure all this stuff out.
I mean, just wanted to see how it worked. You know what I mean? So,
but it looks like you got it. So
yeah,
you'll be okay moving
well, I'm
forward.
not live yet on IG though until right now.
You were supposed to press the button.
I always forget and then do like 40 minutes before I remember. That happens a lot, bro. That happens a lot. Okay, hold up. So would you do bare knuckle for real?
Come on, champ. Bare knuckle though.
Bare knuckle? Hold on. Let me ask. Okay, I think you know what. I'm asking the wrong person. I should be asking Barbie if she lets you do bare knuckle, because
bro, for the right money. All right.
Okay, what does that mean? What's the right money? Because I mean, $100,000 is a lot to me, champ. I mean, a lot.
What? I get in the front for 100 stacks.
You would get in there for $100,000.
Let me get
it. It could cost triple, if not 10 times the amount to fix with plastic surgery.
Nah, but see, that's the thing. Like, it
you
all goes
plastic surgery.
No. Come on, man. I got the iron jaw. No, honestly speaking, though, bro, to go back into like right now, it would have to be good money. I'd have to have the illest coverage. Sorry about that. I would have to have the illest coverage of insurance, medical insurance.
Bro.
Yeah, you know what? If I'm covered medical insurance and it's a 3-round fight, I'm fighting a guy that's just as green as me in the BK, hell yeah, I'm taking it.
Okay.
If I'm 1-0 and I'm fighting a guy 1-0, right? I don't know who the guy is, like as far as like, what neighborhood or not, but I know that he's not like a legit bare knuckle fighter, that's been doing it for a long time. As long as I'm not getting set up, you know what I mean? But I think if you match me up, see, the thing is, man, like, bro, I'm always gonna have an X factor.
Even be, bro.
I'm always gonna have an X factor, bro. It's crazier. I know for a fact that punching somebody with a boxing glove on, right? For me, at least, feels a lot different, right? But I'm saying a lot different because I feel like I could break bones.
Yeah, champ.
You know what I'm saying?
It feels different for everybody, honestly.
No, but like
no.
What I'm saying is like I've even like gone hard to the body. You remember Hard to the Body?
I don't. What is that?
Okay. So back in the day, like if you wanted just to like go hard to the body with somebody or your boy,
yeah, we would call it 10 seconds or 20 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever.
Damn.
And then it would be like body shots only or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hard to the body.
And that would be the thing too. Like I remember in those days, right? It was more a battle of endurance. Like who is going to tap basically, because everybody was getting hit. It wasn't like you were evading punches. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, even if these are your X factors, they're only your X factors in a win. because there is virtually no way to come out of those fights without some sort of scuffle, or you know what I mean? Like Mark, I mean, cuts are super, super, frequent. And so you could dominate and still end up with a cut or something. You know what I mean? And obviously, like
true.
it happens in boxing too, but it's just a higher percentage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Looks like we got a few on the comment chat. Shout out to Lord Zed, super active. I'm pretty sure you could see your chat too, right, Champy?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got mine.
I
got yours too, actually. Yours is popping up on mine.
Yeah,
but mine, you can only see mine from IG.
Yeah, because you're only what? But you're only live on IG, right?
Oh no, I'm live on X too. My bad.
On X? Yeah, I can't see. Yeah, but I can't see your chat for nothing. So.
Oh, okay. That's all right. I'll shout out to Roy Ferdine, one of the nastiest left-handed pitchers in all of CCISD, I guess. I don't know. Fuck it.
Paulie knocks out some guy.
The what?
No, can you see the comment on the screen?
Yeah, I see him.
Okay. Yeah, if you want, you could take a rock at it.
Yeah, he said Paulie knocks out some guy, then bigger names will present themselves. He needs a win to get steam for a big name, I think he meant, and payday versus McGregor or Pac-Man or something. A belt works even better. Paulie, I'm guessing, is getting 200 to 300 grand with the chance to earn much, much, much more if he gets a belt or can entice big name. Okay, here's the thing. Are you asking for boxing, or like you're saying that he's doing this to get like raise his profile in boxing? Or are you suggesting that he's in this for a long-term, long fight contract in bare knuckle, and that he couldn't, because you're not suggesting he could entice a Pac-Man or a McGregor into a bare knuckle fight, are you? Because maybe they'd fight each other, but I don't think either of them are fighting bare knuckle against Paulie, not for like crazy millions, crazy millions.
It's not happening.
So you must be suggesting, right, Doomy? He must be suggesting in boxing, like, so he raises his profile. Yeah, I'm suggesting you could do. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Lord Zed. That does make a lot of sense. I think Austin Trout tried to do that too, and it ended up working out the other way, where he's like, oh shit, I actually could do this. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying now. I misunderstood you the first time. So, yeah, if he succeeds in this bout, dude, you're absolutely right. It would raise his profile. Also, I think it might give people a different look at him. You know, he didn't always present the most exciting fights. So in a sport where you can't help but produce excitement and there's this tension that builds up, and it's almost like soccer where, you know, the goals are like 10 feet apart and it's like you're always about to almost score. So yeah, that's a great point. I didn't think of it that way. If he is going to try to get back into boxing, he'd have to go a long and shitty route. But if he could gain notoriety in this kind of way, I could see him being more up in his price a little more.
Breaking news, your man Terrence Crawford just touched down in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, ahead of the Canelo versus Crawford kickoff presser on Friday. So here we go, the champ Dizzle.
Yeah, they promoted it on Raw this week on WWE.
Bro, I love the way this three-headed Hydra monster is working here. Bro,
they making like the biggest combat sports monopoly of all time, bro. Like takeover style, just kicking every door. And that's like what everything's going on with Mexico too. Like they're all trying to kind of hone in on this market while it's still, you know, something to be taken.
I don't know. I've been talking about this Canelo Crawford fight, and I didn't get to kick it with you, man, to talk about it a little bit with you, but it was I just keep going back to the weight. The weight, and the comparisons that I I don't know how some of these butt tenders can, ignore. It's like my man bypassed a whole 160-pound division. He didn't even stop and say hi to Janibek. You know what I mean? Why not conquer the 160 before going to 168? Yeah, you're going to say, yo, Al, do me. You know that he's chasing that money, that bag, right? That Canelo bag. So, but I'm just saying, like, you're going straight to 168 and you're not even an in-between fight, nothing. 160 didn't matter. Going straight to 168. Crawford's got a tough uphill battle, bro. Tough uphill battle.
Yeah, it definitely is a situation where Crawford is fighting an uphill battle. That said, though, I wonder, not I'm saying this, but I wonder how much better Crawford is than the vast majority of the people that Canelo's fought over the last few years. Now, don't get me wrong, there are names like Bivol on that list, and certainly Golovkin 1 and Golovkin 2 have to be considered, some of the toughest fights of the last couple decades. But there's also a Smith in there and some other guys that may not be of the highest caliber. And so can Crawford be so good that he's able to neutralize the weight advantage? I think that's the question. And I don't even know if it's going to be as much a singular advantage about weight itself, like size. Obviously that always plays a factor, but what I'm saying is maybe it's even more than that, right? Canelo has absorbed more punishment at that weight. Canelo has, dished out more punishment at that weight. He has a mind-body connect with that division above 160 that Crawford just plain and simple doesn't have. And so to me, it's more than just the weight, as in size difference. I think it's experience at that weight class is also what counts. So if Canelo isn't even that much bigger of a fighter than him, he performs at a level of a fighter much bigger than him.
You could argue that Madrimov, has...
he's predicting draw for Canelo Crawford.
Draw?
Lord Zed, tell us more, champ.
Lord
Who do you
Zed.
think is better pound for pound? Do me.
Nah, Lord Zed, stop playing. We're going to have to send you back. Go, Power Rangers. You know what I'm saying? We're going to send you back,
Megazord on your ass. No,
remember Lord Zed?
Yeah, hell yeah. Who's better pound for pound, Canelo or Crawford? In your opinion?
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go Canelo. You know what I mean? And you guys are gonna be like, oh, but he, Crawford hasn't lost, and he's been undisputed 2-time, right, and all that. But hasn't Canelo been undisputed?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So he's fought more people, right? To me, he's fought better champions. I think it's kind of like a 5-year different era type of thing, right? Because Crawford never got to fight Floyd and all that. So it's like a different era sort of thing too, you know? But I'd say Canelo, man.
Yeah, I have no problem hearing a debate in favor of Canelo. For me, this is what it comes down to. It comes down to, I know this is going to sound weird, but it comes down to Earl Spence and what you think of Earl Spence. Do you think Earl Spence is one of the all-time great welterweights of this era who was derailed after a few car crashes and left to be nothing? Or do you believe that at that time of the fight, Earl Spence was, number 1A or 1B, best welterweights in the world? Because if that's what you think, that's what I think he's closer to that than the washed-up guy that everybody says he was after a couple car wrecks. I say that he did more, Crawford that is, at separating himself from the rest of the pack. Where is the dominating performance against your peer for Canelo? Because he never had that. In fact, most people say he lost that first fight. I had it a draw the first time I saw it. And
What? Which one?
I've seen it a couple times. The first fight. but most people believe that Golovkin won that fight.
Yeah.
Second one, definitely closer. But listen, it's a situation where it lends itself to Spence. If you believe Spence was that guy, then what Crawford did that night was separate himself so far from the rest of the class that not only was he the greatest welterweight of this era, right? He may be one of the greatest of all time. It's not his fault that there were no other real Earl Spences in the division, right? And it's not his fault that some of these guys decided to sit for a lot of their career.
What do you mean? Like,
packed fight proves it. Well, some of the fights that they say, oh, well, Terrence never had these fights for against
earlier
fighters and earlier, exactly. And he never got the pack fight. That was a big one. I think he hurt himself waiting for that pack fight for sure. But ultimately, who wouldn't have? But I don't even think that would have been as impressive if he were to beat an older, smaller Pacquiao versus a guy in Earl Spence, a former Olympian, who
look, that fight had everything going.
Had a blueprint against him.
Yeah, that fight had everything going for it, man. That's the one we were waiting for. It's just like you stated, my brother. Like, we don't know if we really got back like a legit, 100%. We know we didn't get it 100% Earl. First of all, excuse me, we don't get these fighters at 100% to begin with. Even the healthy fighters, there's always little nicks and bumps that you're never at 100%. So, I don't believe that we had 100% Earl Spence Jr. Yeah, you can say it wasn't Crawford's fault, but it is what it is. We all know what happened. We all know what terrible accident that car turned into, pieces, and I think it was a quick comeback too. I think he came back real quick to fight a guy like Terrence. And nah, man, he wasn't the same. If you're asking me, bro, if he was the same, he wasn't the same. So where does that leave the opinion, right? According to your barometer.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, how far washed was he? And if he was so far washed that you can't give him as much credit as Sean Porter or as much credit as you'd have given Terrence Crawford for Keith Thurman at that point, like,
super washed.
That's like, I can't do anything with that argument. You know what I mean? Like, all I know is heading into that fight, there were very few people claiming that it wasn't the number 1A and number 1B best welterweights in the world. And even if Spence was no longer the best version of himself, I don't believe that anyone can say for certainty how far washed he was. So even if we're saying that Spence was, maybe like 80 to 90% his best self, it's still better than most of the welterweights in that weight class. In that era. And so you look at it and you got to go back to the domination that Terrence Crawford showed. Okay, that domination it speaks volumes regardless. To say that it was such a dominating fight because of how washed Spence is, to me, it reeks of bias. I think anyone saying that, it reeks of bias because there's no evidence to support that. What? Because he got into a car wreck and then he didn't look as good as he did in the previous fight? Sure, that's definitely a piece of evidence to twist. Also, though, we've been saying for years that Terrence Crawford was a special kind of fighter, that he was a pound for pound guy. Yeah, off the eye test, the thing that nobody ever gives credit to, fair enough. But when it came time for him to prove it, not only did he prove it, but he proved it in the most dominating of ways. So, look, like I said, there's nowhere to take the argument if you're just going to diminish Spence completely, and which I know that's not what you're doing, Doomy. But
no. Earl was still Earl. Earl was still Earl, but
no. Yeah, I'm talking about like other people. Everybody else is a narrative. There are plenty of people out there that don't give Crawford the.
So you think you did bad? You think he did bad against your Dennis Ugas? You think he looked
I think he did what he needed to do to win the fight. I think it's hard to look good or bad against Ugas. Like,
Yeah.
you know, everybody remembers his fight with Sean Porter.
I mean, do you remember
He
though?
didn't
He
look
stopped.
good beating
He stopped.
Pacquiao,
But
like,
he
be
stopped.
real.
He stopped him though. He stopped Ugas
Yeah,
pretty.
Absolutely.
He stopped him. So it's like,
breaks off the kid.
so like if you go back and you see your Dennis Ugas, Danny Garcia, right? And Danny, obviously, you know, it's hard to knock out a Danny Garcia. So we didn't knock out Danny Garcia, but just look at the list, bro. Like, you got to say, man, you know, after the accident, it was he was in bad shape. Now, did he come back to Yordenis Ugas after the accident?
Yes.
So then I get it.
It was supposed to be the Pacquiao fight, right?
Yes. Yeah. Good memory, Champy. You know, I'll be forgetting.
Hey, I'm going to run and get my dip real quick. 5 seconds.
When I dip, you dip, you dip. I put my hand in my can of dip, and I dip. Mario is going to go get his chewing tobacco because my man's country boy like that. Shout out to the whole chat tapping in. Y'all the real MVPs, and shout out to everybody in the X family, IG, Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you go hit the like and subscribe button. Yeah, shout out to InFightingFX. Make sure you like and subscribe as well. And this is a collab show here with Mario Mungia that we're trying out. And obviously, you know, with InFightingFX, we spill over into other sports. We sometimes do here on the Boxing Biz as well. And we'll continue to collab with InFightingFX to make these programs happen to you because, you know, we love fighting. I love combat, period. And just like we see right now, talking about Paulie Malignaggi, of course, Paulie Malignaggi, an ex-champion, right, in our sport of boxing, but he's crossing over to bare knuckle, and it's worth talking about. And I fully support Paulie in this. We're going to have to get Paulie on the show. I'm going to reach out to him.
Bro. Tell
And
him
see
I got a question.
see if we can get him on the show. Yeah, no, I really want to know more. I want to know more about how he's getting.
I support him, dude. For real, I support him in the sense that, like, he is always worked really hard in the sport of boxing and didn't get, I think, the full commercial respect that he could have gotten. In a lot of ways, he wasn't the top rank or golden boy darling. You know, so they didn't give him the easy road. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of guys in his position with the money making ability that he had would have been given much softer roads to the top. But you know, I respect the shit out of him.
Fuck yeah, bro. Getting into that trigon. The fuck? A trigon. It's a triangle. I've been in that ring. The trigon?
Yeah.
Bro, it's almost impossible not to fight. It's literally impossible not to fight. Cutting off the ring? No, the ring cuts itself off for its own self. The ring is crazy. It just dead center, right in the center. You're in this diamond, and there is not that extra, you know, that extra angle, right? It's just closed off just like this, bro, and you're dead center all the time. Each corner you're hitting, you're just ding, 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 ending up in the middle. So, yeah, it's a lot of action, man. It's not like the other BKFCs. You know, they have a larger ring, you know, more movement. I think that's why guys like Austin Trout, too, who, you know, are boxers, you know, you can move around in the ring like that. But this trigon is totally different, bro. It's fucking crazy. These guys be in there really, really.
Did you ever see the karate one? It was like a weird pit, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know what you call that.
I forgot what it was called. It was on ESPN for a little bit. And NBC, I think, maybe.
You could kill, like, it goes up it goes up, and then you could like
up and, yes,
kick.
exactly.
You could kick off the wall.
Yes.
And do a bunch of fancy shit. Yeah.
I forget what it was called.
Damn, I know exactly what you're talking about, bro.
And they wore gis, I think, for the most part. And it was like a karate style league, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but
Well, they had a couple of different ones, right? Because I remember they had another one where it wasn't the sidewalls like that, but it was just regular, and it had the boundaries, but there was no real cage or wall. But this new one with the raised walls on the side, yeah, that looks crazy. They beat the shit out of each other. They could kick each other, I think, even when they're downed, if I'm not mistaken. I seen I seen some clip or something where like the guy was on.
I seen the first one, but I don't remember it at all.
If you have your hand on the side of that wall, right?
Yeah,
you can get kicked in the face. So like if you're down, like if you hit the floor, right? Let's say your ass hits the floor, but your hand's touching that side wall, bro, they can kick you, bro. And I'll recheck that, but I'm telling you, it's crazy. Shout out to Lord Zed, said Gabe Rosado fought in the pit. I forgot that.
Oh, I forgot that too. I forgot. Yeah, that didn't go the way I thought it would at all.
Damn. See, I didn't even know.
Champ, I'm gonna send you my thing. Can you post it in the chat? Because I can't post anything.
Yeah, send it on over, champion.
I sent it to the private chat.
Send it to the private chat.
Yo, so man, I wish you could watch cable right now. Like, I wish you were in a position where you could watch TV.
I can.
Oh, no shit. Oh, fuck, my bad. Well, you should put it on Max or TNT, whichever.
If I could catch it on what, do they have a YouTube channel, or do I have to catch it on?
Nah, it's got to be on Max or cable. Yeah, TNT. But you could, if you got Max, you could do it on Max.
I'm gonna call you Maximilian.
Which was supposed to be the premise for my half of the show that did not work out at all, and still a little mad about, but doing better. Top Rank possibly going over to Time Warner Discovery. There's a lot of hoopla about it. Lance Pugmire has reported some things in that nature. You can go to his X account to check out that article. I think it came out today or yesterday. I don't remember. But anyway, Abe is the one who had been talking about it for the longest time, Abe Gonzalez. And he had mentioned that he thought that was a real possibility. And I wanted to bring that to the show today because even though I think that Top Rank was always going to take their time with this decision, we were never going to hear it before the ESPN deal, obviously. I think that it has slowed a bit. But most people in the biz took that as a sign of Top Rank having trouble finding and securing the right deal. But there were very few people, Abe is one of them, who thought that it could be translated into possibly people they didn't expect throwing their hat in the ring. So we always knew DAZN was an option, right? Netflix was always one that was reported pretty early on. Those were, I'd say, the two front runners. We'd heard some things about Prime, but I think that was all bullshit. Also NBC, I think, was all bullshit. So when you have those two and you're like, okay, we have to like hopefully let this, work itself out or whatever, like this bidding war. And then you have Max or Time Warner Discovery come in and send an offer that you didn't think you would get. That you have to hit pause on all that shit. Those are new logistics to look at. And the thing is that even though Netflix is very exciting, that's more of a win for Top Rank being in the same league as Netflix, right? If DAZN was an option, that would be great for us fans, not having to, it all being basically in one app, but it just doesn't seem realistic. It doesn't seem like we could get the biggest fights throughout or even a sample size of different fights, right? But then you look at Time Warner Discovery, they check all of the boxes, right? You have the CW, which you can put your Showbox style fights on, right? Your Friday night fights, your Tuesday night fights, right? Prospects coming up.
What's the CW for those that don't know the acronym?
I don't fucking know. What is it? Do you know? If you remember the racist frog, that's how I remember it. It's CW. I don't know. Do you know what it is?
I thought it was the WB, wasn't it?
Oh, it used to be the WB. Yes. Yeah, it used to be the WB. The Warner Brothers channel. And now it's the CW. And it's basically like family shows and teen dramas. They used to have this like 15-minute horror or like 10-minute horror show. It was like 3 episodes in 30 minutes. You know, it was actually really good. But right now, NXT, which is basically WWE's AAA, right? It's where they have like all their prospects at. That happens on CW, and it has become an explosion. It is doing far better numbers than they thought it would do. And CW and Time Warner Discovery is looking at the CW as a completely different model and outlet than it used to be. You know what I'm saying? So that becomes a viable source for you to bring your prospects on, you know, test them under the lights. Can they main event? You know, can they handle the pressure? Just like Showbox used to be, right? Then you have your upper tier ones like TNT. Right? You have TNT, even TBS. These are places that we've been designed now in America to think of for sports. TNT has NHL. They've had NBA for a long time. You know, TBS shows baseball. They've both shown soccer during FIFA. They both show the Olympics. So there's plenty of aspects there, right? AEW is now a Max, or is still a Max entity. You know, they signed that big old deal a while back. So when you look at what's going on in the landscape of wrestling, boxing, MMA, it would make a lot of sense for Top Rank to go to Warner because, like I said, they have those models, right? They have a fully functioning system. By the way, this is the same entity that used to have HBO. Now, I don't think HBO obviously doesn't start airing boxing again, but that's not the point. The point is that they check all the boxes. And the final box to me is streaming on Max. Forever, boxing has been one of the worst when it comes to libraries, right? Where to get fights in order, right? ESPN was always a mess.
Yeah, that library, bro. It was always whack.
Better. Yeah, DAZN's better, but it's not perfect by any means, right? So you get somebody like Max to be able to, you know, structure the organization of presenting the Top Rank library, you know, and it could be awesome, right? Like fighters from the 50s or the golden era of heavyweights.
Oh,
like
man,
whatever,
that would be what's up.
And you know, they probably don't have rights to a lot of the fights, but that's where Max comes in.
I need a good library.
Comes in. Yes, you have to have a good library.
I need a good library.
Yeah, so Time Warner is definitely in the mix from what we hear. It could be huge, you know, as the WWE becomes an entity under TKO. That TKO brand is associated with, you know, Turkey, and Top Rank would essentially have to fall under that thumb. So if they want to remain an entity, then Time Warner, you know, that's the guys to go with. You got a wrestling guy, we got wrestling over here too. Y'all got boxing over there.
So the ESPN relationship is ending, huh? With Top Rank
this summer. Yeah, they've got like 2 more fights, I think.
2 more fights.
Xander, I think Xander Zayas is the other one. I forget, but there's like 1 more in July. But yeah, ESPN. Listen, for those that don't know, ESPN's business model's been changing, and this has been a thing that we knew that was coming. You know, I covered this a lot on my show.
Wait. So wait a minute.
ESPN's changing their entire model, the way they do things.
So
they might even separate it from Disney.
Wait a minute. So Dana White's with TKO, right? Yes. Dana White's UFC is on ESPN. I think we might see TKO on ESPN, man.
Well, the big rumor is that Dana and the UFC is going to move to Netflix. That's the big rumor.
Like with UFC also?
Yeah, the UFC would be under the Netflix brand. That's the big rumor.
But there's no mention of TKO also following suit or just following suit because it's Dana.
Well, TKO owns UFC.
Okay, so wait a minute.
Yeah, UFC is under the umbrella of TKO. So it's like TKO is the company, like the big conglomerate, right? With what's his name?
So TKO is not just a boxing outfit. It's
TKO is not a boxing at all.
It's the umbrella.
It's an entertainment conglomerate, basically.
Okay, so it's the umbrella that they okay.
And so UFC is owned by them, and WWE is owned by them. And after they purchased the WWE, they'd already owned the UFC. Once they purchased the WWE, they created the TKO company with what's that guy's name? Ari Emanuel, who's pretty well known in the industry, entertainment business. It was good friends with Vince McMahon. That's how they brokered this deal. So the idea was always to incorporate all of the, like, they bought out the Pro Bull Riders Association, the PBR.
Wow.
They bought that out. So they're running these joint ventures on weekends. So like the other day, they had a WWE event in the afternoon, and then they had a PBR event, bull riding, that evening, and it just bled into the other. And then the next day, they had a big WWE pay-per-view event. And so they're utilizing all of the brands and intertwining. Like I said, on Monday, there was a promotion on Raw for Canelo and Crawford. Now, I'm not saying that there was a commercial that aired during Raw. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the commentator on Raw, Michael Cole, literally mentioned, he did like an ad read for Canelo and Bud. So this wasn't a prepackaged commercial. They showed the graphic, right? Actually, I could pull up the graphic, or I'll probably have to send it to you. Can I send it to your phone?
Yeah, sure. Send it right over.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to show you the graphic that they sent, or that they showed, and I might have the video of it, actually. Let me see. Yep, here it is. Oh, actually, you know what? This is my... Okay, I'm going to do a cheap plug for my TikTok. So this is my TikTok video.
Okay, hold on. Let me... so you want me to show the pic that you just sent, right?
Yeah, it's a little video, actually, but...
Oh, it's a video. Okay,
yeah.
Give me a sec. Give me a sec while I get it going here. My dog just be walking in wherever he wants.
My cats too, bro.
Yo, they disrespectful with that. Hold on.
Cardi B is hosting SummerSlam this year. That's why I used her song in there.
Get out of here, Cardi B. Yo, I've been actually asking about it. I was talking to my girl about that the other day. Like, yo, she's been real quiet.
Yeah, she's hosting SummerSlam. It's in New Jersey. I forgot. It's in New Jersey. Yeah. You can go and cover it for me, all right? No, I'm playing.
God.
I'll play it.
You know what? When we get off air, I got to talk to you, too, about some things, man. So just remind me.
Are you? About
covering fights.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So the first one I sent you was my video. You don't actually have to play it. It was just it's not the TikTok video. It's the...
Well,
the video of the TikTok video. But the other one is the actual promo. If you want to play both, I don't care.
Oh, I just caught the second one. Hold on. I didn't even see it come in.
Yeah, but this is big to me. I mean, this is really significant in this era. No boxing promotion in history has ever really benefited off of the WWE's popularity. Now, there are fighters, individual fighters, like Floyd Money Mayweather, who saw the power in the crossover appeal, right? Mm-hmm. Mike Tyson, I guess you could throw in there. Abe's the one who mentioned him. He didn't fight a whole lot after the whole Stone Cold incident, but sure, he definitely got that popularity crossover as well. But to have...
There it goes.
There you go.
What's this exactly?
This is the Fanatics Fest. They're having the press conference there because it's in Riyadh.
Sunday 1:30.
Yeah, Eastern. Because remember, it's at like whatever time over there.
Yeah.
That's why you had said, because Crawford's there already, right? For it.
Yeah, he's already there.
That was on Monday Night Raw. That was Michael Cole talking. That was on the show. And they're going to continue to do these promos. And so the TikTok I sent you was just about maybe they're going to possibly go even further with this. Maybe they go to SummerSlam. Crawford and Canelo there face off at, the summer's biggest wrestling show. I mean, that is some huge crossover buzz. And I can tell you that from being a fan of the UFC and WWE, the crossover appeal has helped both huge in a major way. So yeah, I think that I say all of that to say that Top Rank, I think, stands to gain a lot by linking up with Time Warner Discovery, especially because all the chaos that came from that merger with Time Warner and Discovery, Warner Brothers and Discovery, all that chaos. I think it's going to come to a settling point now that they've divided the entity into two different basic companies. You got your crime and thriller or whatever murder mystery shit with 90 Day Fiance, and then you have your tentpole shit from HBO, like Game of Thrones and your IPs like Lego and Harry Potter and things like that. So no, and listen, those are valuable IPs. There are millions of Harry Potter fans. There are millions of Lego fans, and they're young and they're old. If we could even get 5% of them to click on a fight, even accidentally, and they become a fan, you know what I mean? Like, that's the potential crossover. That is what is
super
big. Boxing has always been out on its own. It's always been its own thing, and promoters always wanted to keep it that way because they wanted to keep all the money. Look, almost said something really fucked up. I'm not going to say that about anybody. But listen, that's a big thing. That's a big thing for these brands to be associated with other stuff. You know what I'm saying? He said, take it easy, Dumbledore. Yo, listen, champ, I get it. It is a funny thing to think about, but bro, AEW has benefited from being on Mac. That's a line for that. Oh, what movie is that? Dude.
Hey, yo, Dumbledore.
What movie is that? Is it 40-Year-Old Virgin?
I think so. Either that or it's Pineapple Express.
It might be No,
not Pineapple Express.
Oh, This Is the End. That's what it is. Oh, I love that movie. I can't believe so many people dislike that movie.
Well,
That and Billy Madison, their ratings on Rotten Tomatoes is disgusting.
Really? For Billy Madison? Yeah.
Disgusting.
It's like horrible.
14%.
That's horrible. Crazy. I like Billy Madison. Yo.
So do I. It's a fucking great comedy. Yo, I can't wait for Happy Gilmore too.
Danny McBride is talking about wanting to meet Emma Watson because he loves Harry.
Oh, yeah. Dude, what a scene that is. Oh, man. That's like millennial comedy at its height. You couldn't do that movie today at all. There is no studio in the world that does that movie today. Like, no way.
Which one?
This Is the End.
Oh, man.
And that Emma Watson scene, that doesn't happen that kind of comedy is not made anymore, And Franco says, take it easy, Dumbledore. Yeah, hilarious. Good one, Lord Zed. You got you won the roasting battle today, champ.
Again, shout out to the Facebook family, YouTube family, of course, our X family and IG on the social media platforms. This is a collab between InFightingFX and the Boxing Biz, and something that we're trying out, right? Usually you'll see us on our own perspective channels, but right now we're, I guess, bridging the gap. Right now, obviously, InFightingFX taking care of all types of combat sports, so it's always good to have Mario on. And make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, continue to give us that visibility. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it helps us out a million, so appreciate it again for taking that time to just tappity-tap that or smash that. Hit you with the bars. Stop playing. Hop out the car. My nigga Mario chilling like, nah. But yeah, boxing bars, right? But yeah, for real though, appreciate it. Incredible movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
If y'all could also head on over to InFightingFX. I appreciate you put the link in the live chat. So that's the link for those watching on any other platform. InFightingFX on YouTube, InFightingFX on TikTok. In about 20 hours, I will be
20
going live on TikTok.
TikTok and you don't stop.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, man, if you guys want to check us out in the morning, I know myself I'll be up, but Marioski, if you want to join me or not, that's up to you. But
Yeah, man. I
we
can see
start.
what time you're at.
Yeah, Brian Norman Jr. takes on Jin Sasaki in Japan. They're on the other side of the planet, so the fight's going to be starting at 4 in the morning, undercards, and we'll be leading up to an about approximate walk out for Brian Norman and Jin Sasaki around 7:15 approximate. So make sure to tune in with us here at the Boxing Biz. We'll be up and at 'em. You know how we get down, 7 a.m. road work. Start your day with the Boxing Biz, and tap in with us as we are anxious and wait in anticipation for Brian Norman Jr. to take it. To actually defend it and take the crowd out in Japan, in Tokyo. So tune in with us. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe again, guys. It really does help as we've been seeing growth in the last 2.5 weeks. So you guys mean a lot, and you are appreciated over here. My man Lord Zed subscribed. You're awesome, dude. Nah, champy. You're the
Champ. For real. Appreciate you, big dog. Thank you.
Something we didn't mention is Paulie tried to fight Julio Jr., but it didn't work out.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
Honestly, depending on when it were to happen,
shit wasn't happening.
I think you could have called. I think there would have been an argument for Paulie to win. Like, listen, those videos of Julio Cesar Chavez with hookers and blow was very hard. Listen, when you see that video, I think the one thing we all collectively learned is that was not the first time he's been in a hotel room with hookers and blow. He was an expert, it seemed like, with hookers and blow.
Hold it down, champy. 2 seconds. Hold on. I said, hold on. Do you see if my dog starts barking and I'm like going nuts over here? Relax. I'll be back in 2 seconds, brother. Please hold it down.
I got you. Yeah. So that was definitely would have been a good little payday. But listen, you look at where Chavez Jr. is about to land. I mean, that's still like a fight that probably would happen. That's what I'm saying too. It's like Paulie could have gone that other route. You know, he could have gone that YouTuber route. Like, I don't know. I don't really know what fights move the needle in that, arena. Like, it's really hard. Like, if you wanted to ask me, like, oh, like, what are, like, some of the best fights that can be made at lightweight or welterweight or whatever. Obviously, like, there are a bunch of names that would come up. But within the YouTube world, it doesn't, harp on anything really of any substance. But I definitely am excited for that night. I mean, the card's got plenty of solid fights, and that's the part about it. Like, man, if Top Rank did land under the zone, not to keep harping on it, but yeah, it would be super easy to consume. Shoeshine said it earlier. He said, not having to pay for another, network. And that's what sucks. It's like, dude, I'm about to watch a fight at 5-6 a.m. my time, right? That is on ESPN Plus that I pay for. And then I'm going to watch a DAZN fight that I subscribe to as well. UFC Fight Pass has Callum on it this weekend. Yeah, man, it sucks that so much. So if they were to go to Max, by the way, that's a huge win for me. I already subscribed to Max. So
me too, bro. I got Max.
Dude,
shout out to Max.
I could never be without that content, bro.
I got some pretty good content. Yeah, bro, Last of Us. Let me find out, man. You like Last of Us? That is what's up, bro. That's a fire show.
Hell yeah. Yo, the rehearsal was hilarious. Did you see that?
I haven't. Oh,
I haven't. You got to watch that, bro. It's so funny. That dude is like a comedic genius.
I'm going to tap into that for sure, bro. But The Last of Us has done me, I've actually liked the show, the way and it's we're talking about zombies and shit like that, right? But they made it seem so real. The science behind the
I
fungus, everything. It's solid, dude. Good show to watch on there. I got a couple of shows I'm waiting on, man. Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh,
I'm waiting for that new season.
That first season. I didn't get to see any of the second season, but
yeah,
man, that first season.
Oh, you haven't? Wait a minute, no.
I haven't.
It's 2 seasons, no, that they got so far?
Yeah, they have 2 seasons so far.
Okay.
I saw all of season 1, and then I never got to see season 2 at all.
Bro, I'm waiting for the 3rd season. It's awesome. Second season, dude, go watch it, man.
Hell yeah, I can't wait.
That's the type of show that I straight binge. My man Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone, bro, made that shit happen. He wrote that shit.
Lord said he wanted Paulie to start beef with Deji or Salt Poppy. Yo, to see Paulie Malignaggi lay out Salt Poppy, yeah, I'll probably pay for that. I mean, I'm not gonna pay a lot, but I'll pay for that. Yeah.
Salt Poppy,
bro, that would be hilarious.
Oh shit.
Yo, everybody be trying boxing now, like after the Pauls and KSIs basically like open the market up. I mean, there's fight leagues that pop up everywhere, bro. It's crazy.
Not everything. I mean, everything opened up with the internet, bro. Everything. I think mainly though, honestly, like before, Jake Paul and all the other big YouTubers got into this, man, it was the smaller groups that were doing this,
Oh yeah, it was like kind of like the wrestling version of the territory days, you know what I mean? And it's still that way. I mean, there's still plenty of other local promoters and stuff in like bigger markets, but yeah, bro, I mean, the amount of people that watched did you see Aiden Ross started his own fight league on Kick?
Yes.
Yeah, bro. It's
what the fuck?
He had the Island Boys fighting each other. The Island Boy brothers, they fought each other. And so like obviously I would never pay for any of that, but I saw a lot of the clips online. They were commentating. Island Brothers, oh man, they're just bro. They were like, they're about to fight round 1. It was like ding, and they come out circling each other. And homie, I don't even know his name, on commentary goes, it looks like they're about to kiss again. Bro, how do you let them just go wild? My contract would have had to say, if you mention me kissing my brother on fucking commentary, I get $10 million more. Because, bro, that was the first thing they said, bro. It was the first. And, they asked him that. Those pressers are, like, really hilarious, but...
Bro,
I don't know. The fighting is crazy. Like, it's fucking sad sometimes. You're like, damn, they're spending money on boxing lessons.
Can I tell you?
This is how they're like, bro, pay me $25 an hour and I will turn you into a better fighter over FaceTime.
Than whatever you did.
In 2-3 sessions than whatever you're paying for, bro. Whatever, because oh my god, dude, they cannot fight for shit. It's crazy. And like Dana just sitting up there, bro. I don't know, it's crazy.
They play poker together.
Fought an Island Boy. No, hey, I'll pay for Paulie to fight both Island Boys at the same time, bro. I'm picking Paulie in that shit. Are you kidding me,
bro?
You gotta see them fight. You're picking Paulie too.
I'm picking Paulie to fight like 6 of those guys, man. Let's fuck out of here.
Each one of them dudes is like 40 pounds soaking wet. They are.
Those guys got it so bad. I remember when we were big on the whole. What was the little tune?
I forgot.
Island Boy.
Yeah, that's it. What trash, bro. Man, the internet, bro. It's like,
dude, got famous and everything, and then they went to go do some fuck shit. And now
OnlyFans shit. 100 Island Boys versus 1 Paulie.
Oh shit, Lord Zed.
He's roasting tonight, bro.
Fatality. Murdering the Island Boys tonight, man.
Easy, bro. Easy.
Again, shout out to everybody tapping in with us, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell if you like what you're listening to, so you know when we're going live next. And of course, subscribe. Doesn't cost you a thing, and we appreciate the push. Obviously, we're trying to get this program out there to much more people, and keep growing, man, and kicking it with you guys in here. Doing the collab tonight with InFightingFX, Mario Mungia in the building. Make sure you tap in on that link in the chat. 100 Island Boys versus Paulie, huh?
Yo, that was good, bro.
Lord,
I might
say right
that on Twitter.
I'm rolling right now inside.
Hell yeah.
That whole 100 men versus a gorilla thing was really, really like, bro, I was seeing on my feed.
I know.
Everywhere I turn, 100 men versus a gorilla simulation.
Bro, I love when they did the 3D simulation. That
was AI
awesome.
Simulations, all types of shit. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I don't know where it stemmed from. Like, who just got up that morning and said, "Yo, 100 men versus a gorilla"?
Somebody saw Eddie Hall beating on two people at the same time. It was like, what would it be like if a gorilla was fighting 100 people?
So, what do you think about that, Mario? I know you yourself you're pretty into that, heavy weightlifting culture. You've been a part of it yourself, right? And
yeah, powerlifted for a while.
So I speak on that because Eddie Hall is a big motherfudger, man. And he's the guy who fought the two guys at the same time, right?
Yeah.
And
two dudes at the same time.
Like
fought the Mountain. Right? The Mountain?
Yeah, he fought the Mountain too. Yeah. So what do you think about bodybuilders transitioning into boxing, right? Because, I see, you see those spectacle fights, like the one you see Eddie Hall beating on two guys. But as far as like him just transitioning over to boxing, or a guy like the Mountain, right, who I thought, looked kind of decent, right? In the way he was adopting the sport. I don't know if he fought anybody else besides Eddie Hall. I think not, right? I think that the Mountain just him, right? And but Eddie Hall's he decided to fight two guys.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And I just want to kind of like bring it up, I guess, to show.
Yeah, show it.
And it just reminded me, bro, because like I know that you know what it takes, right? Or
damn, Lord Zed mentioned Brawl for All. Shout out.
What's
Hell
that?
Yeah, bro. Them dudes could crack. It was this legit shoot fighting. It was a boxing tournament that they had in WWF at the time.
Uh-huh.
And basically they got the wrestlers to put on boxing gloves and have actual boxing matches. And then the winner, for some reason, got to fight Butterbean at WrestleMania and got his fucking clock clean, dude. It was
wow. You mean Butterbean? The Butterbean?
Oh, the Butterbean,
bro.
Mr. Tough Man,
dude. Mr. Tough Man, bro. Butterbean, bro. He hits you. It's like getting hit with a log, bro.
Bro, he's a different animal. All that weight, all that size. He was like Big Country. But he had that, and you had asked me about like bodybuilders and power man going into boxing, and that's the just like Floyd, I would have no confidence in him becoming a power lifter or a world's strongest man. I would have no confidence in them dudes. They've already put on so much muscle to the point that they just don't survive long. But freak shows like this though with Eddie Hall, I'll sign up for this all day.
You like watching shit like this? I do too. I'm sorry, but
and there's just like some weird like thing in me. It's like,
look,
damn, I want to see
Dana White came out with this power slap shit, and he's doing amazing. I mean,
crazy, bro.
It's fucking genius what he did. It's genius. It's so fucking genius. It's not even funny. I don't know what kind of camp you got to go to be in a power slap championship fight.
It don't look like much of one.
Like you're not sitting there like, yo, I'm gonna take a few slaps here and there in order to, like, how do you train for a power slap, right?
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm saying.
you know, I would like to see something like this, and I'm gonna play it right now.
Oh shit, bro. Yo, when he power bombed that one guy, I was like, okay, what the fuck?
Bro, he power slammed that
Yo,
dude.
he power bombed that dude. All that was missing was the table, bro. That was all.
Are you seeing this shit, dude?
Oh, he's a monster.
Bro,
It was hilarious.
that's a fucking
Hilarious.
180 pounds that he tossed up and slammed. He knocked him out. Look at this.
I actually
Look at this.
Like, oh man, that's.
Oh no, he clipped him.
See, to me, this is different than the slap.
Wow.
To me, this is like it taps into like something when you were a kid, when you would like come up with these crazy situations after watching Bloodsport for an hour. And so that's what I feel like this is, right? Like I would never like watch a full card of this, but I definitely check out these fights. To me though, the slap league's different. It does not interest me at all. I don't know what it is, but I watch it and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. An open shot, I don't get it. Because I don't see where the sport of it comes from. You know? Did you ever used to play Bloody Knuckles?
Hell yeah, man.
It's Bloody Knuckles. That's what
all right,
it is.
for everybody that's out there, for those that don't know what Bloody Knuckles is, and then Mario, correct me if I'm wrong, because you know Texas style might be different than Jersey style. But okay, so those are the Bloody Knuckles you wore. Hold on real quick.
Yeah, you did the thing and then you try to go.
Hold on, no. This
What
is
was yours?
Okay, so Bloody Knuckles, right? Okay, maybe I'm forgetting, or maybe there's different versions of it, right? So Bloody Knuckles was like you would put your fist on the table, right, down with your knuckles facing down, right, on the table, and then somebody across the other table would slide a quarter into your knuckle. So
yeah, I remember that. I remember that game. I don't know if we called that Bloody Knuckles, but yeah, we played that for sure.
I thought that was Bloody Knuckles. That's what I remember.
So we would do this. Okay, so you know what like the hand slap game is, where somebody puts their hand and then they try to like slap yours, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the same concept except you use knuckles, and you try to like go down on their knuckles and like pop them like that, like that. Oh man, it'll completely send like a shockwave through your fucking knuckles, and it hurts. And that's what it is to me. The slap league is like it's Bloody Knuckles, but like with slapping. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's like, where's the technique? I guess where's the because it's all about who can trigger the thing in their jaw. That's all it is. Every single knockout I've ever seen, it's been a jaw trigger, and that's cool. That's fine. But there's just no defense to it or takedown. I mean, not takedown. I don't know. It's just like open shots. I don't know. There's no skill in.
There isn't no skill, bro.
Or you're saying there is?
No. There's no
skill. There is.
Listen, there is skill because there is an actual technique, right?
I can see that. Yeah.
I don't want to shit on it totally.
But
I'm pretty sure that there's a technique, right? And I'm pretty sure that somebody like myself, who in boxing in any fight, I'm constantly analyzing every aspect of what's going on, right? This is a sport. So if I go in here and I start to analyze this for you, Mario, and you ask me if there's skill in this, yes, there's skill because I know that in order to slap a man and knock him out, yeah. I know that when he's willing, I'm getting a better chance at the knockout, right? It's not like the dude's bobbing and weaving and shit.
Yeah.
But I know that there has to be a technique where I know that if I'm slapping you, depending on what kind of build you are, what kind of jaw you have, the way it's structured, I know there's a lot of things that would go on, in the physiological side of things, right? Because, everybody's built different. But have you seen some of these guys, dude?
Yeah, I feel like they all use basically the same technique. It's like they start here and then they whine.
Yeah.
Whine. It's kind of like golf to me, right? Because you're creating a pendulum swing almost, right? To create the most amount of momentum possible. essentially an overhand right, but it's not at all. So yeah, I definitely agree that there is a technique to it, right? Like you could go in and think, oh, it's an open slap, I'm going to knock the shit out of this guy. And you can slap wrong, and not get the most out of it versus a guy who does know the technique and you're one and done. So sure, there's that. Beyond that, I don't know if there's any more to the sport. I feel like
that's it.
And that's cool. That's super cool. But it's like if I'm used to watching football or if I'm used to watching basketball and then somebody says, oh, there's this cornhole thing you're going to love. No, nope. I would say there's zero crossover for me. Just like there's very little crossover between purist fans of boxing and MMA. They don't even fuck with MMA. I do. I have no problem watching MMA. But the slap league to me has, I don't know, it's like all the appeal of I can't even think of anything like basketball. I don't really.
Would you ever participate in the slap league?
No, fuck no, dude. Hell no, bro. I cannot get slapped by another man. I feel like the ego shots that would be taken, even if I won that fight, I would just be coming out of it like, motherfucker, slap me, goddamn it. Like holding back the rage of just being super pissed off. I've done arm wrestling before. I placed first place with my left hand in my division, and I placed third place with my right hand in my division. I did it for like a year and a half.
Mario, bro, you're full of surprises, Chim. That's what's up.
Yeah, before I started powerlifting, I tried it just because I was at a point where I had really built my arms up and I hadn't really contributed a lot to my legs yet. So I was like, you know what? I think I could do this. And so I got help from a guy who used to be arm wrestler. They had like their own league and shit, their own club in Corpus. So yeah, I just tried it and I was okay at it. I don't think I was very good, but it was a bunch of novice there. So yeah, and I'm left-handed, which was a big benefit because everybody from the right-handed just went over to the left. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they were like, "Oh, I'm left-handed. Let's go." I was the only one. So
that's pretty freaking dope, dude. You know what? It's crazy you're saying you participated in something like that because I always wanted to know how cool that would be to participate in an arm wrestling.
It's a lot different than it was when we were kids. Like when we were kids, I felt like it was a lot more fun in the sense of like true, like you know what I mean? It's like, but with arm wrestling, I didn't once get a clean. We always go to the straps. Every single match I ever had, we went to the straps.
Went to the straps. Damn.
Every single time.
My boy went Sylvester Stallone over the top on motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah. I wasn't even like really super good at pinning them. What I was good at was not getting pinned and escaping. And so like once we got the thing, if I, got them on my angle, like it was done every time. But with my right hand, like, I don't know, I couldn't feel it. Like you have to kind of like drag it down.
Kind of like close to your body, kind of like.
Exactly. So then when you get the left hand, like if you ever, that machine at the gym, the one where you put the handle on and you could do like tricep pull downs.
Yeah.
Like I would get it right here and I would just like pull it with me every time back. And I felt it. Like I could really feel that motion. But then when it come to the right hand, I just couldn't help but do this like every time, not
kind of overextend the arm a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, dude. And the guy that I lost to, he ended up winning the whole thing. After the tournament, he came up to me and he said, I could have snapped your fucking arm, dude. He's like, you cannot leave it out like that. And he actually kind of was like pissed about it. Yeah. And then later the dude who was like the owner of the club or whatever, he told me, he's like, look, man, he's not mad at you. Cause I told him, I was like, dude, he's like kind of pissed. And he's like, no, it's not that. But like, you don't want to break anybody's fucking arm over here.
Oh,
like,
no, yeah.
Yes, your arm breaks.
That's an actual good guy, actually.
But the guy is the one who's going to be going back like, God damn it, I snapped this fucking amateur's arm, like fucking idiot. Like, you know what I mean? And now you feel bad. So I was like, okay, I get it in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me just bring on some of that.
Lord said, bro, that was my first thought when I ever thought, hey, would I ever do slap fight? That was it. No, because if he slaps me and I get knocked out, then I don't get a slap back. Like, fuck that. Bro, it got to be in the contract that if you knock me out, I'm going to run it back.
Yeah, let's bring it back. Let's see some of these fucking knockouts, dude.
Bro. Oh, they're going to be nasty. Watch. See,
wow.
Those are the ones right there that are like, oh, man, I could not get over that ego.
Wow.
That just feels like a knockout. God damn. That feels like a jaw shot.
Another one.
Oh, that's a jaw. See, those are palm shots, it feels like. It feels like those aren't even slaps.
Oh, my God.
Oh, bro, fuck no. Doomy, you would do this, Doomy.
No way.
Yeah, I would never do this in a fucking million years. Never. I mean, if they were like, hey, we'll give you $10 million, then of course.
You'd never catch me doing that shit.
Bro, that shit's crazy.
Never.
Yo, I would never, listen to me, I would never even go to a bar that had a slap fight. I feel like that's just the recipe for a shootout.
You would never, bro. You would
For
never,
real, bro.
You would never catch me. Not because I'm hating, right? But it's just not for me. It's like my man Lord Zed said on the chat, bro. I got to have some type of defense. Shout out to everybody that tuned in with us on the chat. Shout out to the Facebook family again. Once again, we are going live here on the collab. Stick with us on InFightingFX as well as the Boxing Biz Podcast Show here. And we'll be bringing it back around. See how many collabs we do, right, Marioski? See if we can bridge the gap here and fuse up the shows every now and then and bring you the latest in boxing news and obviously combat sports, right? MMA, wrestling, and anything in between that you may like as far as like, you know, we throwing punches, we talking about it. You know what's crazy, bro? There's like Muay Thai fights all over the world. There's a bunch of stuff that goes on all over the world. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So many combat sports
too.
So many combat sports, right? You got Sambo in Russia. There's a lot of stuff that goes on all over the world. We love fighting here. And we'll be bringing you more and more shows as we come along in this broadcast schedule. So appreciate you, Mario, always tapping in with us. Remember to tap in with Mario on InFightingFX. Make sure you tap in with us on the Boxing Biz at 7 a.m. tomorrow. We'll be around for the Brian Norman Jr. versus Jin Sasaki fight in Tokyo, Japan. That undercard will start at 4 a.m. and segue into maybe approximate times of walkout for Brian Norman and Sasaki around 7:15. So
I'll tap in for sure. Appreciate Lord Zed for following everybody else in Fighting FX, as Doomy said on YouTube, but TikTok too. It would also really, really help. I've gotten the ability to go live as of tomorrow, and I will be doing that.
Let's go, champ. You feel me?
Let's go, champ. You feel me? And follow the Boxing Biz on all social media platforms. We are on iHeartRadio, all the podcasting hosting sites. And if you want to excuse me, damn, that pizza I just ate. Catch us on all those Sonic sound platforms. So if you can't listen to us through visual, you could always listen to us through there. You could also download the MP if you'd like to. It is available for you there.
That's dope.
Yes. And we'll be coming with more and more shows as the broadcast schedule opens up throughout the month. See you in the morning.
Tomorrow in the afternoon as well. So I will try to tap in with you, Doomy, for sure.
Yeah, you know, we could always tap in.
Norman. And then, I'll be live in the afternoon. I actually have Abe coming through just for a segment to talk about the likelihood of a top-ranked Time Warner deal and what it could mean.
Let's go. Well, let me know if I'm available, bro, and you want to have me on. I'd be honored to come on and tap in with you guys.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Appreciate you.
All right, champ. You already know the Doom Matron has been deactivated. Good night.
Peace.
Have a blessed night.